My fellow Ghanaians, Ghana and South Korea got independence at the same time in 1957. Ghana's per capita income was better than South Korea at that time. South Korea has since developed to a first world industrialized country, and Ghana is still struggling for economic survival. The two major political parties, NDC and MPP, have borrowed over 100 billion US dollars the last 27 years without much infrastructures for job creation. Both NDC and MPP accuses the other for massive corruption and incompetence. However, none of them has ever had the political and moral courage to hold the other accountable for economic mismanagement and crimes against the country, because they are all in the same business of loot and share. Corruption is a social canker, a radicalizer, and a barrier to economic development of nations. We must fight corruption if we seriously want to develop Ghana. Unfortunately, NDC and MPP can never fight corruption. No, we will be deceiving ourselves to think they can. Many of us thought President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo was tough and astute lawyer capable to tackle the menace of corruption, and therefore voted overwhelmingly for him at the 2016 elections. Of course, it was his major campaign promise to end corruption in Ghana. We have all been proven wrong. 3 years into his governance, and corruption is the same as it was under John Dramani Mahama, if not worse. The Auditor General's report and the various scandals from ex-President Mahama to PDS today are evident of the level of corruption in Ghana, and nobody has ever been prosecuted. It really makes no logic for the Auditor General to audit the government and present his report to the same government. Under my presidency, the functions of IOCO shall be consolidated under the Special Prosecutor's Office to take over the findings of the Auditor General for effective investigations and prosecution. Ghana has too many problems, but they are all hinged on our economic performance. If we can put the right fundamental economic policies in place, we will surely get out of our hopelessness and develop. That is why I ask for your support to win the presidency and for us to seriously focus on the economic emancipation of the country. No country has ever developed to any appreciable level without a sound economic foundation. 1. We cannot solve the endemic corruption in Ghana when we have not solved the fundamental economic problems. 2. We cannot solve the teeming youth unemployment problem when we have not solved the fundamental economic problems. We cannot solve the talk about character decadence and moral destitute when we have not solved the fundamental economic problems. 4. We cannot talk about Ghana beyond aid when we have not solved the fundamental problems inhibiting our economic growth, such as endemic corruption, excessive taxation and tariffs, excessive government spending, excessively high interest rates, excessive government borrowing, all of which lead to excessive capital shortage in the nation. In simple terms, since we import all our needs, and these must be paid in US dollars, our national currency, Ghana cedi, cannot be stable. However, if we can manufacture and produce items at home, we create jobs, expand the economy, and thereby have less demand of the US dollar. The cedi then becomes stable, and the rate of inflation invariably drops down. Let us rise and prove to ourselves that with the right leadership, we can do very much better. We must opt for meritocracy instead of our present mediocrity. I am sharing my vision document for Ghana's economic emancipation in 10 parts. This is the first part, and subsequent parts will follow every 2 days. My name is Samuel Ofori Ampofo, aspiring 2020 independent presidential candidate. Thank you.